Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we've got some brand new Transformers Generations Earthrise reveals, and we're gonna get right into it, starting off with Arcee. Now, Arcee has had a Generations figure beforehand, and people thought that, oh, well, I'm not gonna replace my original Generations Arcee. I never got that figure, so I am so into this, but I think that a lot of aspects of this new Earthrise Arcee is a lot better than that previous one. Taking a look at the alt mode, I think that this, obviously you can recognize it as Arcee with that bright pink, but it's got some other colors going in it. You know, it's got some white and gray. I wish there was a little more paint on the front just to make certain things stand out, but it does have a transparent blue fin this time, which I think actually works for it. So yeah, very nice. And if you start hearing my dog, he's playing around in the background, so there's that. Taking a look at her robot mode, however, there is obviously one problem, and that is the back kibble that's just at the bottom there. So I'm guessing that she has the same gimmick as Cliff Jumper, where, you know, you're supposed to detach the back, and it's obviously a whole other weapon, obviously. And it's not really a great gimmick. I know that technically Titans Returns Brawn did the same thing, but it just doesn't really work out because it's such a huge part of the vehicle, because even if you remove that from Brawn, you still get a perfectly fine alt mode. But on here, it just doesn't work. I think it's to get that kibble out of the way, otherwise it would just be slapped on the back, and I imagine you can slap it somewhere. I just wish that, at the very least, there was a more transformative feature to that backpack, rather than just, oh, here's the backpack, but the wheels flipped up. The Arcee figure itself is really good looking, though. I think that the aesthetic is nice. I like the head sculpt. It's got a little gun, which I feel like it needs a little bit more with the weaponry. I mean, I guess you can say that the backpack kind of counts for it, but otherwise, I'm just not sure how I feel about it. It looks like there's a peg underneath that kibble, so maybe you can attach it to the arm like some sort of shield if you're into that. And I think I see a tabbing section for the back, but I could be entirely wrong. With it off, the backpack looks very good, but otherwise, it's just the one thing that really bothers me. But, because it feels a little cheaped out, I don't know. But otherwise, I think that the Arcee figure herself looks really good. So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed, and this will come with, or this will work, I should say, with that Siege Springer if anyone has that. Taking a look at Fasttrack, I really do like the drone mode. This is obviously meant to work with the Scorponok, but it seems to have that same gimmick as a lot of those old weaponizer figures from Siege, so we haven't forgotten about that. People wanted a Fasttrack anyways, despite not having the Titan figure right away. And it seems like we're getting that. So it's got two large cannons and a bunch of wheels underneath. I think that as a drone, it's fine, but it's also not something that I'm really that into. I don't know why. It's just, it looks a little basic to me. I think it's that gray color to it. I don't know. But it does look like Roller just ramped up. But anyways, it's fine, obviously. It's not going to be the main selling point. The main selling point is to work with Scorponok, I think. Taking a look at the robot mode, I think that this looks fine too. It's definitely blocky in the chest, I did notice that. But I do like the cannons that you can attach off the arms, or you can plug onto the shoulders or anywhere else. That's nice. The head sculpt is pretty cool. I do like that. I do like the extra bit of color with the blue, but yeah, it's just mostly gray. So it's not amazing to me. I think the reason why it doesn't stand out to me is because compared to Brunt with that big purple and that Decepticon drone style, I just don't think this really stands out. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. It's just not my favorite out of those drones. But still, I really want it. Taking a look at the Sky Lynx, we've got the shell mode with the combined section. And I believe you can disconnect that. I mean, obviously you can disconnect it because you got the two forms. And I think that in the shell mode, it looks pretty good. I like the style, I like the detailing, and I like the fact that it's not a Voyager class like the Combiner Wars figure that we've seen previously. That was definitely not the class for Sky Lynx. He needed to be a Commander class toy, so I'm very impressed by this. You got that big stripe of gold, you got the canopy section with a little bit of, I think it's transparent plastic, I could be wrong. Yeah, definitely has a clunky undersection, but I don't think that's bad considering his origins. So yeah, I'm into it. You also get this base mode with the bottom section, and the shuttle itself opens up, and I think that this is pretty good. It makes up for a lot of Sky Lynx, because he's kind of basic if you think about it. So it just adds a little bit more, and I like the ramps. I especially love the ramp that goes up to the shuttle itself. I believe that attaches from the bottom section, from the lion section. But I think overall it definitely works, and I would love to combine this with other figures. Taking a look at his main robot mode with the two together, I think that this looks very nice. I think the coloring really stands out. I like the fact that he's even got a tongue. He looks highly articulated, because you can see that his lower feet have the foot tilt, but you could also see that his head might have some ball joints in it, so you can get some pretty good articulation out of this. I'm hoping that the tail has a lot of points of articulation as well. But this is definitely suited for that Commander class toy line, so I think that this is going to be very awesome, and I think that this is something that people really wanted. Now, taking a look at the separate modes, I kind of don't like the tiny feet on the shuttle. I just feel like that needs to be a little bit thicker. I don't know if the original one had the same thing going for it. I mostly see it with the combined section, but I'm probably going to fold that up if anything. I'm mostly going to leave it combined, I think, but if I get these separated, I'm probably just going to leave that off to the side. It just doesn't really look good, especially when you compare it to that head. It doesn't work. The lion mode, I think, looks very nice. I love the head sculpt. Obviously, the Combiner Wars one was inspired by this. And I just think overall the detailing and design, I think this is nice. Definitely a retro style line. And then taking a look at the Scorponok figures. So this one I am impressed by and excited for, because I always love Scorponok. We've got Lord Zarek as a Titan Master, and I think that he's pretty cool. Got that tan and purple, but not much to say except, yay, more Titan Masters. We haven't gotten out of that. Taking a look at the robot mode for the Titan Master for Scorponok itself, I think that this is pretty cool and will definitely be suited to go against that Fortress Maximus toy. But I just feel like it needs more paint. You've got that completely tan torso and tan head that just doesn't have anything, except you can see that it's got the red eyes. But I do like the orange horns on the side of the arms. I think that's cool. And overall, it's meant to be Scorponok's head. It's just, an added gimmick, and I think it's fine. Taking a look at his base mode, this is something that I've always loved about Scorponok, and I think they did a very good job with it. Would be nice if there were more attachments for stuff. I believe the original one had these arms and radars and stuff, like orange attachable things that you could put everywhere or something. I don't know. I don't have the original Scorponok, but I love the ramps, especially the front one that you can just drive up or down the Transformer toy. I'm probably going to have a lot of fun with that if I ever get this set. But I love the towers on the back. Just overall, it really reminds me of that original Scorponok, and they didn't cheap out like that Fortress Maximus. And then taking a look at the Scorpion mode itself, this is something really cool. So first of all, I gotta mention that the head has actual eyes, and I really do like that. You can really spot the eyes on this. The original Scorponok, sometimes it takes me a while to notice, oh yeah, that's meant to be the Scorpion head and not just the robot head. But I think on here it works. The green is really oversaturated in these images, but I think that overall the design is good. If there's one thing I do actually have to critique, I wish the tail was a little bit longer. It's just barely coming over the legs, but I think that overall you got the big purple claws and cannons on the side and those scorpion legs and everything. It's just, I've always wanted Scorponok as a child, and this was one of the main reasons why I wanted it. And then the robot mode really does it justice. I love the shield. I feel like the legs could have gotten a little bit thicker, but considering the Scorpion mode, I don't mind it. It's got that foot tilt as well, waist articulation, so you got that basic Earthrise articulation, which I really do like. But overall, fantastic looking design. This is definitely one of my top Titan figures that I've wanted for such a long time, and I am so glad that we're getting that figure in Generations Earthrise. Very cool. I love the design. The head looks amazing. You've got that shield that attaches to the side, and it just really looks good. So I'm very impressed by it. So what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time.